Oh. Hi, everybody. Welcome as we get set for baseball on this Monday afternoon. It is the play-in game. One of these two teams will be eliminated. So we're starting off things with an elimination game as one of the two will advance on. The other will wrap up a year. Hi, everybody. Robert Williamson and the commissioner of the GCAA, Dave Elner. Dave, do or die. Here we are with a chance to win and go on or lose and go home.
Yeah, normally we start a tournament off and we don't get into this till day 2, but baseball we do a little bit different because we to try to have a balanced tournament, a 4-team tournament. We don't have 6 teams, so we make game 1 between 4 and 5 to play in, and they'll serve as the 4th seed once we start the double elimination tomorrow.
And we're on the campus of ABAC. Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College. You probably didn't know that I knew that. But ABAC is where we're playing baseball today. The press box is a little full, a little tight. So I've already warned you that when I'm leaning over to look down the right field line, there is no intimacy intended at all.
Well, if the lean from you comes left, trust me, I'm going to be leaning toward Evan, one of the ABAC baseball players. And young guy probably doesn't want an old guy leaning up against him, so he'll probably be moving over. But, yeah, we are packed in like sardines here, but that's all right. We're going to do good, and we're going to play some baseball for a few days.
Got a base runner aboard. C.J. Chalk walks down to first. Taking a look at that lineup for South Georgia State. Chalk the one-hitter, Jaden Camp batting second. Jesse Brown in the 3-spot, Luke Boone batting fourth. 5-hitter Colton Whaley, Chaz Encarnacion is batting sixth. Alex Berrien is in the 7-spot. Throw over to first as Chalk breaks to second. And he'll get thrown out for out number 1. Well, that's a good way to negate a walk if you are Riley Morgan. So Chalk caught stealing. 1 away, Jaden Camp, who stepped into the box with nobody gone and a runner on, back into the box with nobody on and 1 away. Alex Berrien batting in the 7-spot. Logan Taylor hits 8th. 9-hitter Jaden Neesmith. Meanwhile, Riley Morgan is on the hill for East Georgia. Behind the plate, Hugh Edgy. Trip Helgeson is at first. Second baseman Brady Moretz. The shortstop is Noah Hollis, and at third, Connor Soper. In the outfield, Shane Willis. In left field, center fielder Rico Coney. And the right fielder is Terrell Milliner. Gorgeous day here in Tifton, Georgia. Weather may be an issue later in the week, but it is not going to be a problem today.
No, we should be good today. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday looks like could have some issues, but it's early. I've already seen the percentage forecast change 3 times in about 24 hours. So it's gone up, back down, up, and it's gone back down. So hopefully we'll be able to get all this in. That's hit.
Hit well towards right field, and it will sail over the head of Terrell Milliner. Wind up going to the warning track, and stationed at second is Jaden Camp. So a base runner in scoring position for South Georgia State. Camp on with a double. And Jesse Brown coming to the plate. 1 away.
That's one of those with Camps where you see that lefty, old school baseball with percentages, and that generally is not considered a high percentage, but Camp made use of that one with the double there.
RBI opportunity for Jesse Brown. A little bit outside of the strike zone with the offering. 78 degrees. Should warm to 82 today. Air quality 32 and good. UV index 8 and very high. Got winds out of the west at 8, gusting to 16. 8:16 sunset, 37% humidity. Down to third, you got another runner thrown out. Kudos to Hugh Edgy. Chalk thrown out technically by first baseman Helgeson, and now you've got Kemp thrown out by Edgy. Two get on and two are gone. And Jesse Brown batting. Let's see the rest of my iPhone weather app info. Visibility 25 miles. Temperature a degree above normal for this day in the year. And in case you're interested, moon illumination 62%. And of course that new feature I found out recently that I'm interested in. Moon 200 and nearly 45,000 miles away. Well, it says the iPhone weather app that we don't have much wind, but I'm definitely hearing a breeze blow through our field mic as a walk is given to Brown.
Well, 2 walks and a double so far this inning, yet we've got 2 outs. And sit there wondering, okay, do those 2 runners go on their own? Did Coach Timothy send them? Theoretically, we could possibly have either runner on first and third and a run scored or the bases juiced right now. But right now we only have runner on first with 2 outs.
Luke Boone to the plate with Brown on. To the on-deck circle moves Colton Whaley. Well, if you are the Hawks at this point, are you snake bit in thinking about sending a runner from one bag to the other?
I don't think I would at this point.
Count even at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Game just underway. Wrapped up the softball championships just a few days ago. Congratulations to Georgia Military. Who won the Region 10?
Region 10 was won by Gaston. And so Georgia Military will be going up there and playing single game on Wednesday and a championship game and possible if game Thursday. If we have weather, then we might move to a 2-game on day 1.
That's interesting, a game on the first day and 2 on the second. Why not vice versa?
Well, the 2 is not necessarily a given because you have the if game. And the logic that we've sort of had is you play day 1, game 1, and if you get beat, you got 24 hours to forget about it. Whereas if you play 2 on one day, then you get beat game 1, then the likelihood of you coming back game 2 might not be as high. So try to give them to forget about it, go ahead, and then have the if game. I mean, when we get here on Thursday, we'll have the championship and the if game. So,
all right,
that's the logic behind that. And when they get out at nationals, they'll only be playing 1 game a day.
Rolled in the direction of third, but apparently off of the foot of Boone. And that'll have Boone coming back to the plate. I guess it would depend on from what end of the school you are looking at that, because if you're like somebody handling the finances, hey, if you lose 2 on the opening day, you're done after 1.
But the thing is, they've already had to check into a hotel. They've already had to make reservations, so they've already paid for that first night.
Are you saying they're not like me and go to Priceline at about 11 o'clock at night?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
4 go up, 3 go down. 1 is stranded. We head to the bottom of the first. East Georgia State coming to bat.
frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
We head to the bottom of the first. Jaden Vasquez leading it off. Shane Willis is the 2-hitter. Trip Helgeson is batting third, lifted in the direction of center field, and moving to his left to make the catch, Jaden Camp. And there's one away for Shane Willis. The rest of that lineup. Terrell Milliner is the 4 guy. Noah Hollis hitting 5th for East Georgia. 6-hitter Rico Coney. Connor Soper is the 7 guy. As you got another shot lifted in the direction of center field. Camp to the wall and able to bring it back into the park for out number 2.
Nice catch there by Camp. Got all the way to the wall with it and was able to keep it in.
2 pitches and 2 gone. Trip Helgeson coming to the plate. And he will pop this one towards right field, and there the catch made by Luke Boone. That may be a personal record. I don't know that I've done a baseball. I've done softball.
3 pitches and 3 outs?
Yep.
All these years you haven't done
all these years, but I got it now here
sir.
In the bottom of the first as we go to the second.
Of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Choose from over 100 affordable degree and certificate programs that fit your budget and schedule. Earn the same degree as you would on campus, with the same affordable tuition rate for every state. UA Online. Advance your career and change your life. Get started today at online.ua.edu.
Top of the second, Colton Whaley starts it. Chaz Encarnacion and Alex Berrien, 2 up in the inning, 2. 1, 2, 3, and I mean 1, 2, 3. Goes East Georgia, 3 pitches. and 3 outs in the bottom of the first. But you mentioned they were inches away from a 1-zip lead.
Yeah, another 1.5 feet, and that ball, the second out would have been out of the park, and so we could be sitting at a 1-0 ball game right now. Instead, we're 0-0.
Second base hit of the game, Colton Whaley delivering with a single up the middle. And South Georgia with a base runner on to begin inning number 2. We will go 9 unless somebody's got a fairly big lead after 5 and an even bigger lead after 7.
Yep, regulation ball game. We'll go 9 innings, but we do have the run rule, which is 10 after 5, 8 after 7. So if we hit those magical numbers, we'll stop early.
Chaz Encarnacion with a base runner at second, Whaley.
Robert, I'm going to jump in here. We released the GCAA All-Region team this morning. And so we've had got some players from both squads here in the lone game today that made those teams. So we'll get to announce those in just a second here. Throw over to first, runners back. What we've got on the first team All-Region from South Georgia State, we've got Jesse Brown and Carson Ward, the closer from South Georgia State. On the second team All-Region, we've got Luke Boone, who made the third out last inning, the outfielder on the second team. And let's see who else we've got. I think that covers it there. And as far as Gold Glove, we got C.J. Chalk, outfielder, made Gold Glove from South Georgia State. And we'll cover those guys from East Georgia that made All-Region Gold Glove team at the bottom of the inning. So congratulations to those guys right there.
Swing and a miss by Encarnacion. With a base runner aboard, nobody gone, top of the second. Playing game, you win and you get to play tomorrow. Of course, what a task. You get to take on the number 1 seed in Georgia Highlands. But you'd rather be playing the number 1 seed Georgia Highlands
than doing player evaluations at home.
Plus, you got to beat them all eventually if you're going to win the championship in Region 17. Reaching is Encarnacion. He will be out number 1. Strikeout number 2 for Riley Morgan. One away, Alex Berrien next. Logan Taylor to the on-deck circle. What about Coach of the Year, Player of the Year? That info, has it been released yet?
Yes, all of that has. Coach of the Year was Dash O'Neill. Player of the Year, Gavin West from Gordon State. Pitcher of the Year, Max Eichenberger from Georgia Highlands. And Defensive Player of the Year, Patrick Crosby from Andrew.
That'll go all the way to the screen and allow Whaley to take second. Second consecutive inning that the Hawks have put somebody in scoring position.
You get a pass ball, a wild pitch here at ABAC, you've got about a quarter mile before you get back to the fence. So the catcher can't lollygag and going back and retrieving that, or you might have a speedy base runner that might get you a 2-base pass ball.
That is floated out of play. So what you're saying is if I was catching, I'd have to stop for oxygen about halfway to the fence.
Or get you a Tesla that could get you there and back quicker.
Yeah, but then you'd have to stop and charge it, right?
Not if it's already charged.
RBI chance for Berrien. A little bit high with the pitch. Logan Taylor to the on-deck circle. Count evens at 2. Now the Georgia military, Gaston is in the Carolinas right as that will roll away from Angie, and the third goes Whaley.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they finished up with. I don't know if Gaston has played their home games at minor league baseball park there, but I don't know if the minor league team's there. If they are, then they're going to be playing at Queens College in Charlotte.
So headed to the Tar Heel State, regardless. Millen or Hollis and Coney when you get to the bottom of the second for East Georgia, but South Georgia in no hurry to take this game to the home half of the inning. Barron, a .325 hitter. Seven walks, 11 strikeouts on the year. And there is a swing and a miss, representing strikeout number 12 on this season. Back-to-back Ks for Morgan, 3 in the game, 3 out of the last 4. He has struck out. As Logan Taylor makes his way to the plate. Taylor had just 49 trips to the plate this year. A sophomore, a .204 hitter on a .312 hitting South Georgia team. Swing and a miss by Taylor. Jaden Neesmith moving to the on-deck circle. These teams played on the 6th of March. It was an East Georgia win, 13-7. And then had their 4-game set, the 25th through the 29th of March. And again, all won by East Georgia. 12-8, 10-8, 10-9, and 15-6. One-two pitch sent foul by Taylor. Hawks with a base runner 90 feet away from becoming the first run of the game. Got a good crowd on hand here at ABAC. Former GCAA, now NAIA. Just changed acronyms. Swing, miss, dropped, edgy, trying to track it down. Runners will advance. Whaley in and Taylor on.
Swing, third strike, dropped by the catcher. Basically, it's on first. The runner scores as a result. So East Georgia should be out of the inning, but instead we've got a 1-0 Hawk lead.
That'll bring the 9-hitter Jaden Neesmith to the plate. Top of the order, C.J. Chalk to the on-deck circle. That is sent back to the screen, foul. Well, last year, just across the way, ABAC hosted the softball districts. And I believe won it and moved on to the Nationals, if my feeble memory serves me correctly.
You are correct.
A little bit high with a pitch to Neesmith. Four, 5, and 6 in the Bobcat order when we head to the bottom part of the inning. That is lifted in the direction of center field. Looks like there's room for Rico Coney. He's there for the catch. Left on is Taylor, but Whaley comes in. And it's South Georgia State on the board first. Just about all white, Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross.
the gap.
Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Y'all were over there too. Oh yeah. Good to see y'all. There's Linda. Hey Linda. Poppy's been there. Are they good? Really? I saw it before.
That is the first at-bat for East Georgia in which the hitter did not swing at the first pitch. Terrell Milliner starting it off. Noah Hollis, Rico Coney, 2 up in the inning, 2. And based on how quickly the bottom of the first went, never got to set the defense for South Georgia State. On the hill, Luke Smith. Behind the plate, Alex Barron. First baseman, Jesse Brown. And second, Jaden Neesmith. And shortstop, Chaz Encarnacion. And the third, Logan Taylor. Got an outfield of C.J. Chalk in left. And there is a base hit into center field for Milliner. Center fielder Jaden Camp, right fielder Luke Boone.
And with Milliner's base hit, that'll be a good time to go through the East Georgia recipients on the All Regions teams. Trip Helgeson from East Georgia, second team infielder. Milliner, who you just saw, second team outfielder. And we've got pitcher Grady Bivens, who made the Gold Glove team. And there's your recipients from East Georgia State.
So congratulations. 4 seed coming in, 11 and 17. As a matter of fact, 3 teams were 11 and 17. Andrew, East Georgia, and South Georgia. So you had to break a tie.
We had to break a tie, yes, sir. It's not the first time. This was a little bit easier than the one we had in basketball. When we had basketball, out of 9 spots, we had to break all but 2. So it got crazy there, but this one was a little bit easier. We had the last 3, and you go head-to-head, and Andrew and East Georgia were both 8 and 6, and South Georgia State was, I think, 5 and 9. So that dropped South Georgia into the 5th spot, and then head-to-head, Andrew had the head-to-head against East Georgia, so that settled the 3rd, 4th, and 5th spots there for us. That is the good thing about Presto. Sometimes I've had coaches call me, I've spent 2 hours looking at all these possible scenarios, and well, just give me a call, log into Presto, and at the back end of the site, I can pull up the standings and click and compare teams. And it gives everything. It just spits out a bunch of data right there. And I'm like, okay, here's this, and this. Well, that was easy.
Well, so you didn't have to go to a coin toss.
No, did not have to go to coin toss. Had to do that in basketball. We exhausted every avenue because we had such parity. Everybody was 1-1 against each other in basketball this year. We got down to that point like, really? Are you serious? Because that's what you don't want to have to break something on a coin toss, but we went through everything.
Low and away with a pitch to Rico Coney. Hollis giving the walk. 2 are on here at the bottom of the 2nd.
That's where you tell coaches in any sports. You think, oh, you can look back. It's easy to be an armchair quarterback and look back and we'd just done this. If we'd made this out or this bucket or here, there's a difference in a game, and that difference can make a difference where you're standing in a tournament.
All right, let me complicate matters for the future. Is there the possibility you would have to use the coin toss to break a tie, a 3-way tie? If you did, how would you do it? You haven't gone that far, huh?
Three-way tie for a coin toss. Let me go back and look at basketball, and I'll try to see if I can remember exactly what we did. We had to do a coin toss at the end for 2. I don't think we had to do it for 3.
Rico calling, couple of base runners on. He goes down, and Soper comes to the plate. Brady Moretz to the on-deck circle. Bottom of the second, 1-zip score. South Georgia gets Whaley in on a wild pitch. Taking off for third in safely is Milliner with the stolen base.
No, we didn't have to do it for basketball this year because what we had, and to break ties, you got to start from the top of the standings down. So you try to break the top first, and, we were able to get rid of that. And then we had 4 teams in men's basketball that was 9-7. There's a pop sky ball to right field to Boone.
Not deep enough to convince Milliner to come in from third.
And so you had ties that possibly could have been broken because of 8 and 9, but you can't break the bottom before you break the top because by rule we have to go down through the standings to break the ties on head-to-head stuff. So it got absolutely crazy and was finally able to do that, and then we got down to the bottom because if we'd broken the bottom first, then that would have affected some teams above them just by breaking it differently.
We got a tie ball game compliments of the Moretz single into left field.
But that's basketball. We're dealing with baseball now, so I'm not worried about basketball ties.
And you've already broken the ties, and here we are in the tournament. Play-in game. And knotted up at 1. Hugh Angie to the plate. Top of the order, moving to the on-deck circle. Angie, a .320 hitter. Another with not a ton of plate appearances, 50.
Well, I brought balls down with me today, and I sure hope we've got players or somebody chasing balls because we've had a lot go out. And at this rate, we won't make it past one game if we're not getting balls back in.
Well, you do what they do in Enid, Oklahoma at the World Series for Division II. You give an ice cream bar for every foul ball brought back to the concession stand.
There we go.
I mean, heck, I was chasing foul balls down. But, it can get kind of dangerous. I mean, seriously, you got little kids. I don't know,
fighting.
Enid is right in the middle of downtown.
Oh, is it?
Yes. And you got little kids chasing those balls down. I'm actually kind of surprised.
That is not a good incentive then.
I mean, it's an effective means. It could be a little dangerous. That is popped up, foul territory. First base side coming in to make the catch is Jesse Brown, and out goes Angie. But the run is in that ties the game at 1.
And my nephew had come when it first fell, and there was one big limb, and he cleaned that up, but the rest of the tree finally, it was kind of flatty wobbly. So it finally, again. Oh, you only, if you just had 2 guys, it's chainsaws. Or you can look at it, whatever. But it's, appreciate it. Beginning of. Thank you. Bye, y'all. Good to see y'all. I enjoyed being at Casey's church.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this weekend. I spoke at her church.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
Cool.
So it was really good. She was wonderful.
Awesome.
So we had a good event, a good ladies event, about 150 people.
Awesome.
So it was really good.
Yeah, was that at Cell City?
Wherever Pine Grove, Moultrie.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
gotcha.
yeah,
Gotcha.
So it was, when they said Moultrie, I'm like, okay, and I looked it up on Google, I'm like, is this really Moultrie? Because, but anyway, but yeah, but it was it was really good. It was really good. We had a good time.
Cool. I've got a lot of family over in that area, and some of them either go to Cell City or some of them go to Moultrie.
Okay.
I can't remember which one was which.
Yeah, she's at Pine Grove in Moultrie, supposedly, but it was out in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, but
Can't get a lot more even than
really good.
one run each, 2 hits each, and 2 stranded each. As that one is hit foul by C.J. Chalk. We're back to the top of the order. Here in the top of the third. Jaden Camp, Jesse Brown, 2 up in the inning, 2. Chalk a .318 hitter on the year. Walked and got caught stealing second in the first inning. A little bit outside with a pitch to Chalk, and the count runs to 2-1. And obviously, with same number of hits, same number of runs, and same number stranded, East Georgia will begin with their leadoff hitter as well in the bottom of the third.
Oh, you were in Alabama this weekend, correct?
I went to Alabaster and did the D2 softball for the ACCC into right field. There, the catch will be made by second baseman Brady Moretz.
So with them having Division I and Division II now, you're doing twice as many tournaments for Alabama, right? They're just in shorter duration?
Correct. The baseball supposed to start Thursday, but the park where they start on Thursday, Gulf South, is still playing, and it's been raining.
Oh, gosh.
And then, of course, the D1 softball is in Alabaster. It starts, I think it's Thursday, too.
So, obviously, you're not going to be at both places.
Could be if I was cloned. But no, I'm going to be here.
Poor D. Myrick.
No, poor Robert Williamson. It's my crew, so you know how that goes. 3-0 the count on Camp.
Everybody's fighting for your services. That's a good problem to have, you know?
I don't know that that's true necessarily, but hey, I'm happy with the small handful that are. By the way, you introduced us to a gentleman that we may be doing a game at Truett Stadium.
Really?
Yep.
Chad Feltman?
Yep.
Nice. Expound on that a little bit for everybody listening.
Well, I don't know how much of the, specifics are supposed to be released yet, as that has popped up by Camp. But I do know he is in a meeting this week to be able to kind of
Would that be you and Chad tag teaming?
No,
on that?
I'm not going to
Oh,
tag.
that'd be.
I'm just going to produce.
Dude, you and Chad doing, man, play-by-play. That'd be a good duo right there.
I don't know. I have to do play-by-play. I know nothing about the game.
So is this for the Braves per se?
You
can't get into it yet. Okay, all right.
And I really don't even know.
Nice.
Yep. But that's, there was an old television show, WKRP.
In Cincinnati?
Yep. You remember Johnny Fever, the DJ, who said, "Fate is a missed bus ride." You never know who you run into or where.
Well, that's why you're exactly right. You never know just an introduction to somebody here or there because, you've probably in some way dealt with that person, maybe not directly but indirectly, and the names get tossed about here and there, and hey, that's great. I mean, I'd like to take credit for that, but
we'll give you credit.
I'm not going to. But I sit there and Chad has done some of Gordon State's stuff this year, and he's got a real good voice too. And I know you're, as much as I tell people, Robert Williamson is my primary go-to, who I want. If you ask me for wants and needs are two different things. Well, let me back up. In this case, want and need are two different things. I want Robert Williamson and I need Robert Williamson. But, I know there could be some times down the road that, as you said, you can't be in 2 places or 3 places or 4 places at one time. And, I know Chad's tied in with the Braves and does a lot of the pregame stuff in the just outside the stadium. And it's crazy out there. If you've ever been to a Braves game, there's a lot of stuff going on, restaurants there, bars, everything else, and a lot of activity before you even get to the Braves game.
Over towards right field, looks like Terrell Milliner is where he is supposed to be to make the catch.
But wintertime, the Braves aren't playing, and that might free Chad up if you need him in a pinch. So, look, it's always good to try to help people out.
Definitely, and does a great job for Gordon. We head to the bottom of the third, top of the order. Bobcats coming to bat. A reminder that when the school year is over, the sports doesn't stop this summer. Working again with the Showcase Series. As a matter of fact, heard from Nick on the way down. And they've had a day or two. And, of course, that one that you just saw at Southern Miss starts off the summer, and that's a new venue for the Showcase, which has worked at Texas A&M, LSU, just a lot of the great venues. So check it out this summer right here.
10 different locations, is that correct?
Actually, about 14 locations, 10 weeks.
Wow.
About 3 or 4 weeks doubling up. Jaden Vasquez, Shane Wheelis, and Trip Helgeson. 2 up in the bottom of the third. Luke Smith, the right-hander, a .467 ERA for South Georgia State. Comes in with a 5-3 mark, 13 regular season appearances. Worked a total of 52 innings. That is into right field, the leadoff base hit for Vasquez. Smith has given up 3 home runs and enters the game with 29 strikeouts. I make that 29 walks and 59 strikeouts. So Vasquez on with the single. I wonder if there's any kinsmanship with the head baseball coach at Alabama State. He is a Vasquez. As it is ground to first. And on is Willis.
Boy, you could just tell by the angle that he was running and the angle that the pitcher was going, that was not going to turn out well. You just can't contort your body and get anything on it and get to the bag when you got a runner running full speed to first base like that.
Brown trying to get there but could not. And you've got back-to-back base hits with a couple of runners on for the Bobcats. And is bunted foul by Helgeson. The Hawk pitcher is a tall youngin. I'm guessing he's in the 6'5" range.
As they would say up in my way, he's a tall drink of water.
Yep. I don't know if they say that anymore. You're telling your age.
Yes. Also, I'm telling where I'm from. Little country song. We're from the country.
I haven't heard the song.
Tracy Byrd.
Is a country singer?
Yep.
Okay. See, I just don't know much about country music. There's just this little time frame that I listen to rock music. It's about like 77 to 84, and anything before or after.
Well, you know, there was a group like that in the late 60s, and they were all on drugs. Or you say they don't remember anything else. You said you're pigeonholing yourself.
Well,
there.
I didn't listen to anything else. Little dribbler back to Smith. He will underhand to first. Get the out of Helgeson that moves Vasquez to third, Willis to second.
And that makes sense. I mean, you're dealing with broadcasting and streaming. The last thing you want to do is listen to the radio, correct?
I do not listen to radio. You know, although, as you know, I have
several radio stations.
So my daughter thinks it is extremely strange that I don't listen at all. I just drive in dead silence. Popped up by Milliner. And the catch will be made at second by Neesmith. And let me say, where that matter is concerned, the daughter went with me one time to Grambling and asked if she could man the radio. And I said yes.
That was the last time you agreed to
and that's the last time, and I have further enjoyed my silence. There's a generational gap. There's a musical style difference between me and her.
Well, it's just like, you know, as much as I'm dealing with different sports and athletic contests, you know, there was a time when I was cheering D1 baseball and having to go to the Grand Junction College World Series. You know, we'd play 8 games here, then we'd play a best 2 out of 3. That puts me up to 11, and then 19 ball games, the College World Series. So I'm looking at about 30 ball games. And to come back, somebody, you want to go to the Braves game? No, I don't want to go to the Braves game.
Yep.
And I don't watch, for the most part. Now I'll watch March Madness. I will watch college football. But pro football, pro baseball, I do get into playoff hockey, which is going on right now. But regular season stuff, I don't.
Ground to short, backhanded by Encarnacion, and he'll go to first.
Nice play there. Boy, they got out of jam there. Runners on first and second with no outs, and boy, he works his way out of that one.
Able to get Helgeson, Milliner, and Hollis. Couple of ground outs and a fly out. 2 runners stranded. We are headed to the 4th in a 1-apiece game. Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Top of the fourth gets underway. Luke Boone starts it. Colton Whaley and Chaz Encarnacion will come to the plate as well. Boone with a strikeout that put it into the first. One of 4 Ks in the game for Morgan. That is lifted out of play, foul. Riley Morgan, the left-hander, a 7.10 ERA. Finished the year 5-2, made 14 appearances. Worked a total of 52 innings.
It's amazing how when we get to postseason, things start to change a little bit. I mean, go back and look at regular season here. East Georgia with South Georgia State, 13-7. Then we're dealing with 12-8, 10-8, 10-9, 15-6. We're talking football scores. So get here right now, we're sitting at 1-1, and I know I've just jinxed us probably. But sooner or later that jinx has got to stop, or that monkey's got to get on somebody else's back. But typically we've seen this before in the past. We've seen these high scores during the regular season, and things just tend to tighten up when we get into postseason.
Luke Boone starting it off in the fourth. And he will strike out for out number 1. I thought it was interesting along that line of thought. Yesterday, working in Alabaster, Bishop State is playing Central Alabama for the D2 softball championship. Central Alabama has won 34 in a row and have not lost. The run differential has been 2 or greater in those 34 wins. They lost in the opening game of 2. It turned into an if game. 11-1.
Did they come back and win the if game?
They did.
Well, see, sometimes you get to that point. I mean, it's when you go on those runs like that, sooner or later you're going to lose. You just hope it's not at the point where it sends you home. That's going to be foul. Is that going to stay? No, that's going to be out. You hope it's at the point where, okay, let's get that loss to show that we can lose and refocus. It's just like the law of averages. You keep playing, sooner or later you're going to lose the ball game.
Yeah. Well, and 2, in that if game, they won 10-1.
There we go. You could just say that game was an anomaly.
Yep. But what if you are, in this particular case, playing a play-in game like East Georgia and South Georgia State, and that anomaly happens?
Well, I mean,
you don't get another chance.
No, you don't. And that's why I say I call this the second season.
That got the outside part of the plate, back-to-back Ks, 1 swinging, 1 looking.
Your first season's your regular season, then you got the postseason, and then the third season I call is the national tournament.
Now the winner of this tournament has a district.
Has a district, yes. They go up to Tennessee, and let me check in that. I don't know if they've started yet or not.
Well, that's a tough region, too.
Oh.
You got the Walter States and the Dyersburgs. I think a couple of years ago, didn't Columbia State come in and win it?
Yep.
0-1 on Encarnacion. He struck out in the second. And there's a couple of strikes on the South Georgia shortstop here in the fourth. Alex Barron to the on-deck circle. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It is ground to short, fielded by Hollis. Whips it to first. It's there in time. And the Hawks go 1-2-3 in the visitor half of the fourth. Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Krabs got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
I just got done taking an exam.
We head to the bottom of the fourth. Rico Coney starts it. Connor Soper and Brady Morant's due up in the inning. Still a one-apiece game. That one Hawk run came in the second, and one Bobcat run came in the second, too. Rico Coney with a strikeout in the second. He is the lone Luke Smith K of the game thus far. Well, again, a little breezy. My apologies for the noise in the field mic, but if you're going to get any outside noise today, it's going to have a little breeze in it. Speaking of, fanned is Coney. And Luke Smith's only struck out one Bobcat, but he's done it twice.
Well, you segued into that perfectly, didn't you?
Yeah. Speaking of breezy, it can get breezy in Grand Junction, Colorado, where these teams hope to eventually wind up.
Yes, it can. I've seen a pop fly on the third base foul territory, caught on the first base foul territory.
Pop up by Soper. Encarnacion moving back onto the grass to make the catch at short for out number 2.
And I'm not talking about being close to home plate where you don't have far to go from third base foul territory to first base foul territory. I'm talking about being halfway down the line and coming right almost across the pitcher's mound over almost close to first base bag.
Was that the night that the airport had 60-mile-an-hour gusts?
Might have been.
I remember reading where the next day they had to bring 1,000 pounds of dirt to the infield to replace that was blown away the night before.
And, you know, it's so dry. It's a semi-tundra climate out there. It's so dry. You can see it raining off, 10 miles away, and most of it's evaporating before it's even hitting the ground.
Morantz with a high fly ball, center field. Jaden Camp camped out underneath, literally, and makes the catch for out number 3. 3 go up, 3 go down. We head to the 5th, still knotted up at 1.
Bye, Ray Ray. Bye, Ray Ray.
Ray, can you say bye, please?
Bye, Ray Ray.
That woman.
I think she got something wrong.
She's so in her own world all the time. Bye, y'all.
These Teslas been over at your house. Have you rode in it? This ain't that fast. I saw it sitting over there.
Top of the fifth gets underway. Bottom third of the order. Alex Barron, Logan Taylor, and Jaden Neesmith. 2 up in the inning, 2. Total of 6 hits between the two teams. And a total of 2 runs. Knotted up at 1 in the fifth. On the outside part of the plate with a pitch to Barron, who struck out in the second. One of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Riley Morgan Ks. Just a little bit low with the offering to Barron. Well, tomorrow your baseball is at noon and 3. Georgia Highlands taking on the winner of this one. Gordon State and Andrew tangling. Busiest day is Wednesday. Got a 3-game Wednesday.
10-1-4.
And then a 2-game, possibly Thursday. Or maybe a single game. Ground is short. Fielded there by Hollis. And out over at first is Barron. One out for Logan Taylor.
We've got a 5% chance of rain today, 5% tomorrow, 20 on Wednesday, and we go up to 40 on Thursday with PM showers. So we'd like for that chance to come down and not have to worry about anything and get baseball in, because we don't want to drag this out till Friday. Players don't want to do it. Coaches don't want to do it. Financial accounts don't want to do it.
Possibility the Thursday game is moved up.
That's something we'll have to look at as we get closer. Yes, that's always a possibility.
Logan Taylor reached on a drop strike 3 in the second. Back to the plate in the fifth. Well, somebody's got to break the 1-1 tie, or we're going to be here a while. Jaden Neesmith on deck. Ground to second. Moretz has it. Whips it over to first. 2 gone in the fifth. Jaden Neesmith with a fly out to center field. He was the last out in the second inning. Back to the plate here in the fifth. Bottom of the inning, the bottom of the order coming to the plate. Hugh Agee starting it for the Bobcats. Any new information, by the way, on the Bobcats? Where I know there are some changes going on.
Still haven't gotten anything official on that.
So nothing we can talk about.
I know that's cryptic.
Hey, that's all right.
But no, I did get a phone call this morning down. It should know a little more something than the next day or so.
Hugh Agee with a fly out to first. That happened in the second. The count goes to 1-2 here in the fifth. Jaden Vasquez moving to the on-deck circle. Make that Neesmith. I'm getting ahead of myself. I already had the bottom of the order coming to the plate in the bottom of the fifth. We got to get the Neesmith at bat finished as it is fouled away. He hopes to get aboard and send the top of the order to the plate. C.J. Chong. Reminds me of how I can get discombobulated. Apparently on Saturday night, game I was calling there in Alabaster, I referred to right field as left field the entire game. Strange. You know, when I was 24, I would have thought nothing about it. Now that I'm a little older than 24.
Yeah.
Is the brain malfunctioning? I think I got it right yesterday, though, so maybe it was just one of those, as you referenced earlier, anomalies.
My mouth gets ahead of my brain. I know what I'm thinking, but my mouth is not saying the same thing that goes with it sometimes.
Well, I've seen right and left field for about 45 years now, so I feel like I'm fairly knowledgeable on which. Hit over to short, catch made. Neesmith out number 3. Now we will go to the bottom of the order. In the bottom of the 5th, Bobcats sending Edgy, Vasquez, and Wheelis to the plate when we return. Bottom of the order, bottom of the inning, Hugh Edgy starting in, Jaden Vasquez and Shane Wheelis due up in the inning 2. One apiece game. Winner takes all, at least from a move into the double elimination portion of the tournament aspect. Hugh Edgy with a fly out to first in the second, and was the last out in the inning. In the strike zone, pitch goes even at 2. Georgia Highlands the 1, Gordon the 2, Andrew the 3. East Georgia 4, South Georgia the 5 seed. As you got a strikeout of Edgy, that is the first non-Rico Coney strikeout for Luke Smith. And the third in the game as we head back to the top of the order. Shane Wheelis to the on-deck circle. Vasquez 1 for 2 in the game. A pop out to center field and a single. Round the third. Nice job on the short hop by Taylor. Goes to first, and out goes Vasquez.
Yeah, good play to handle that short hop there by Taylor. It could hamstring you a lot of times, but made a good play there.
2 gone for Shane Wheelis. Wheelis 1 for 2. Pop out to center field and a single. Wheelis, a .324 hitter, smashes that one down the line. Is it fair or foul? It is fair, and he is motoring his way to second. And will get there safely. Boy, that was close.
Third base umpire was out in the grass there, and he was right there at it, so he got a clean look at it.
And Shane Wheelis with a 1-out double. Finds himself 180 feet away from giving the Bobcats their first lead of the game. Little chop swing by Trip Helgeson. Helgeson 0 for 2 in the game. He's popped out to right, ground out to the pitcher. Runs have been a precious few in this game. That is hit towards left field. CJ Chalk. It drops just inside the chalk. Back-to-back doubles, and the Bobcats on top.
I think Chalk misplayed that when he started back, and then he scrambled to get up, and then, of course, ball basically just like the previous one, right on the line. So back-to-back doubles here for the Bobcats of East Georgia, and they've taken the lead 2-1.
First lead of the ball game for the 4 seed. Terrell Milliner coming to the plate, top of the order in the top of the 6 for South Georgia State. But East Georgia hoping to spend more time here in the bottom of the 5th. That'll go to the screen, and the 3rd goes Helgeson. So 90 feet away is potentially the 3rd run of the game for the Bobcats with 1 away. Milliner 1 for 2 in the game. He is singled and popped out to second. That is a high fly ball, left field, Chalk to the warning track. It is up against the wall. In to score is Helgeson. That is double number 3. And they've all come back to back to back.
With 2 outs.
That is correct. And Jeff Timothy is on his way out of the bump. Well, Luke Smith was coasting until, as you mentioned, there were 2 gone in the bottom of the 5th, and then he gives up the double to Wheelis, the double to Helgeson, the double to Milliner, and now that I see Hawk starting to drift out towards the chalk, that would suggest that Luke Smith's time on the bump is done. The new pitcher and the Smith numbers when we come back.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Bottom of the fifth, 2 gone, 2 in, and 1 on. With a new pitcher, Carson Ward. Luke Smith will work 4 2/3, face 22. 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 7 hits. Gives up 3 runs, responsible for Milliner at second. And hands it over to Carson Ward, the right-hander.
40% of Smith's hits were those back-to-back-to-back doubles right there. I mean, he had only given up 4 hits at that point and a 1-1 ball game.
And it scattered them over 4 innings. But gives up the 3 doubles in consecutive at-bats. 0-2 pitch to Hollis, who has walked and ground out to short. Outside with the pitch. Ward, 15 walks, 40 strikeouts, 4 home runs allowed. That is popped up out of play. A 4.19 ERA, his 20th appearance of the year. But has not started a game. It's all been as a reliever. And his win-loss record at 2-1. Ground towards third. And the throw over to first. Taylor getting Hollis on the 5-3. Milliner left on, but 2 runs plate. And East Georgia takes a 2-run lead into the 6th. Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Top of the order, top of the 6th, C.J. Chalk starting, and Jaden Camp, Jesse Brown due up in the inning 2. And for the first time in the game, Riley Morgan steps up onto the hill with a lead. 2-run advantage. And we can put the finishing touches on the Luke Smith numbers. 4 2/3, faced 22, 3 strikeouts, a walk, 7 hits, and allows 3 runs. Chalk has walked and popped out the second. 0 for 1 in the game. A little bit outside with a pitch. And down to first will go Chalk. Good way to start things off for the Hawks with a base runner aboard to begin it. Down by a couple.
How many times have you seen it? That's not you, that's me. I moved my mic up because I was starting to hit the wall a little bit, so I grabbed a piece of jerky and moved my mic up so you wouldn't hear me chomping on air. And then when I went to talk,
we didn't hear you
the
talking
mic
on air.
Yeah, no. So it accomplished what it was supposed to do. But how many times have you seen a team get a lead at the bottom of the inning and then the top of the next inning turn around and walk the first batter?
And the result of what?
A lot of times it means runs back. You end up tying the game back up.
Over to first goes the throw. Chalk able to get back safely. Jaden Camp with a double and a fly out to left, 1 for 2 in the game. It is a play-in game. It is a Jeff Timothy coached Hawk squad, so don't count them out.
I had no idea. Well, I did, but I didn't. I went and looked at some stats. This is Jeff Timothy's 22nd year. It just seemed like yesterday that Scott Sims, the coach of South Georgia State, retired because Jeff was Scott's assistant coach.
He's very superstitious, too. He will tell you. Now, if they win this ball game, whatever he did this morning leading up to the game, he will do again tomorrow. Same process. Eat the same food. Go to the same places. Wear the same clothes. Jesse Brown on deck. Throw to first. Back safely goes Chalk.
Jeff's got a wonderful story. When I was an athletic director in the conference, Jeff was hired as our assistant baseball coach. His first day on the job, he comes into my office. He's white as a sheet. And he was also, part of his job was to keep up the soccer and baseball field. There's a strikeout right there for out number 1. Well, Jeff had proceeded to take the zero turn. He was cutting a little short swath behind the fence on the soccer field, and it dropped off abruptly on the other side. And he proceeded to have that zero-turn mower go over the edge, and there was a sapling probably, if you took your index finger and peeking together, that was about how big that sapling was, which stopped that Z-turn. And so I proceeded to take my truck down there with a tow strap and pull it out, but he thought, and he'll, whenever we're talking, we come up to somebody, I don't ever bring it up. This is the first time I've ever brought that story up, but he always brings it up. And he thought day one he was going to be fired.
But he survived, and he's done pretty good for himself.
Yes, he has. Jeff's a good guy.
2-0 in the count on Jesse Brown. Brown with a walk in the first, popped out to right field in the third. Over to first with a throw and safely back will go Chalk. Count goes to 3-0 on Brown. Bottom of the sixth, Coney, Soper, and Moretz for the Bobcats. One runner already on, compliments of the walk. Here's the 3-0, and it is into the zone. 3-1 to Brown.
East Georgia does have a guy warming up in the bullpen, so we'll see how long of rope Jason Mock gives him with a 3-1 lead, getting later in the game.
Pretty good hitter here. How about 452 on the year? That one, though, popped up to the right side, and Terrell Milliner there for the catch, and out number 2. So 2 gone for Luke Boone. Boone, a 394 hitter. More plate appearances than any other Hawk at 180.
He's got 180 plate appearances. That tells me he probably didn't walk that much.
16 times.
It's more than I thought.
.341 runs in 54 games. So a lot of plate appearances possible. Coach had to have a conversation with Riley Morgan. Morgan walking the leadoff guy, but then strikes out Kemp. Gets Brown to fly out. And that'll bring Luke Boone to the plate.
Well, South Georgia hoping Boone can provide a little bit two-out magic for the Hawks, just like it did for the Bobcats previous inning.
.394 hitter on the year. $16 doubles, 7 triples. We'll have to pull up the GCAA stats. I got a feeling that could be the best in that department. Do you keep up with triples? It's home runs, isn't it?
Let me pull it up and see.
I don't think there is a category specifically for triples and doubles and singles, just home runs. And batting average and RBIs. Stolen bases, ERA, wins and losses and saves. Outside with a pitch to Boone, but isn't that kind of shortchanging? And I know all the stats do. But the triple's the most difficult base hit, the most seldom attained. So maybe there should be a triple category on these pages. You can talk to your Presto folks, right?
Well, there's a couple things I'd like to see Presto do a little bit differently, where instead of having to go to like 3 or 4 different pages to find the stats, just all concise on one page. Even if it becomes smaller font, hey, I'm wearing reading glasses right now anyway, so that's not going to make any difference. But I think it's much easier for everybody when they're looking at that if it's all on one page, and especially pass ball there.
And a walk given to Boone. He'll go down to first. To second goes Chalk. Couple of base runners on. The 2 runners that could tie the game up, with Colton Whaley coming to the plate.
Yeah, and to sort of back up what you said, we've got stats that'll say hit into a double play. It's that. I mean, yeah, you're going to get some runners that are going to do that, but is that any less than triples?
Triples, yeah. We're kind of shortchanging triples. We're not showing them the love. Second visit out to the bump, and that's going to mean Riley Morgan will pay the dugout a visit. A new guy coming to the bump for the Bobcats with a couple of runners on, 2 gone in the top of the 6th.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Well, before we resume play, something on the field that had to be retrieved. Was that a baseball?
Baseball, and why it was there and where, I wonder where it came from. I don't know.
Got a pinch hitter coming to the plate for Colton Whaley. This is Talon Shafsky. Shafsky hitting .400 on the year. Limited plate appearances, though, 20. Has a total of 8 hits. That will get away from Agee and allow Chalk and Boone to move up.
And there's the way to put your tying run one step closer to home plate.
Shafke, 6 RBIs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. A little bit inside with a pitch, Chaz Encarnacion. Moving to the on-deck circle. Bottom of the 6th, Coney, Soper, and Moretz for East Georgia State. And a shot towards first. Going to the knee to field is Brown. He'll go to the bag and get Shafsky. 2 runners are stranded. And East Georgia will maintain that 2-run lead going to the bottom of the 6th.
Of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Choose from over 100 affordable degree and certificate programs that fit your budget and schedule. Earn the same degree as you would on campus, with the same affordable tuition rate for every state. UA Online. Advance your career and change your life. Get started today at online.ua.edu.
Well, I mentioned all the stuff coming up this summer. There's another one of them. Will be at Troy University. 13th through the 15th with the showcase. Speaking of Troy, we'll be there this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the Division II South District Championship. Wallace Dothan and Pasco Hernando, the #1 team in the country in D2 baseball battling.
Pasco's #1?
They are.
Wow.
Got a best 2 out of 3 series starting Friday. With a game a day, Friday, Saturday, and the rubber match, the if game on Sunday. Count even in 1 on Rico Coney. Connor Soper, Brady Moretz due up in the inning as well. No Major League Baseball until tonight. All night games on the 5th of May. And it starts with the Dodgers and Marlins at 6:40. NBA starts at 7 tonight. Knicks and Celtics, followed by the Nuggets and the Thunder.
NHL might be through with the first round. They were getting close.
Got Panthers and Maple Leafs.
Ooh.
In the second round. Game 1.
Fix that, game 1, yeah.
Out will go Coney. Strikes out for the 3rd time in the game. This time to a new pitcher, Carson Ward.
Tell you what, 4 hours driving down here and sitting in this is supposed to be a padded seat, but
it doesn't pad your seat.
Doesn't pad my seat. No, I've been shifting and changing.
Connor Soper with a swing and miss. So you're not driving back and forth between GCAA headquarters, or are you flying back and forth? Because I know they put that new helicopter pad on top of the headquarter building.
The headquarters that whenever you talk about it, it keeps growing vertically. I think based on your analysis, we add a floor every week.
A little bit low with the pitch to Soper. Soper is flown out to right and short. 0 for 2 in the game. But I would assume you're not making the trip back and forth.
No, I am not.
I thought about it. You know, it's only 3.5 hours to my house.
Whew.
But I decided no. Found something with Priceline.
So Expedia didn't get you anything, huh?
I don't use Expedia anymore. I haven't used it in years. Strike 3 and out goes Soper. Back-to-back Ks for Ward.
No, I like to know something's there. And I had made a reservation and then talked to Coach Chuck Wimberly, the AD here at ABAC. And he said, why don't you just stay with me? I said, well, let me get close to it. And I said, because he had some things going on. And I said, I do have to cancel X number of days. And at the softball tournament, I canceled it. And then danged if he didn't text me, man, I got some things to come up. Might have to deal with some family things to take care of. And I said, really? Now you tell me there's a base hit?
Maybe not.
No.
Chalk able to get over and make the catch. He got a good jump on it, and Moretz will fly out to Chalk for out number 3.
So luckily I was able to book something while we were down there for softball. So Chuck could tell me to come stay at his house. I said, I'm just taking the Hilton Garden Inn.
We head to the top of the 7th. Chaz Encarnacion starting it off. Alex Barron, Logan Taylor. 2 up in the inning as well. Okay, reminder, subscribe to our YouTube channel. There is a button nearby. Cursor over button, click of mouse is about a 3-second process. No forms to fill out. No credit card information. None of that. Just subscribe and we'll thank you. Popped up into foul territory and drops about 6 feet away from the nearest Bobcat.
Got a lot of foul territory in this park.
Indeed, and that one dropped into it. Encarnacion 0 for 2 in the game. He is struck out and ground out to short. Lifted out of play, foul. Grady Bivens had to peel down to first to see if he went. He did, and he's out. Encarnacion, his second strikeout of the game, and the first one to Bivens.
Happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody out there.
That's when you eat a lot of tacos?
Tacos, chips, salsa.
I like all of that stuff.
Please be careful when you're dealing with the margaritas. Call an Uber. Do not drink and drive.
I am not really a margarita, actually not a drinker, period. I told you the story. I was broken at an early age. 1-1 pitch, and the count goes to 1-2.
Yes, I do not like tequila myself. Nope, no thank you.
Little high with a pitch. Barron struck out and ground out 0 for 2 in the game. Struck out in the second, ground out to short to begin the fifth. Logan Taylor to the on-deck circle. Bottom of the seventh, Angie Vasquez and Wheelis for the Bobcats.
You know, I've seen tequila break a lot of people on a Friday or Saturday night, and danged if they don't come back to it the next week. I'm like, what is wrong with you guys? Does that one go get in there?
I think so. It will drop into center field, and Barron's on with a single with one away. Well, if you are the Hawks, are you getting a little antsy now? I mean, you're only down by 2, but we are in the 7th.
We are in the last third of the ball games, 2/3 of the ball games in the book. So yeah, they've got eight more chances.
One hop to short and dropped out of the mid of Hollis. Hollis thinking about the DP and just dropped it. And that'll be the game's first error that gets Taylor on and Barron over.
And I noticed Evan waited till you said that's the we were discussing this earlier. Evan, our resident scorekeeper, he's a ball player with ABAC. He sort of gave up the goods earlier. He was waiting for you to mention that. When you said the first error, there he goes pushing on the console.
That's a base wrap into left field by Neesmith, giving the green light to come home. Barron, he will score, and it's a one-run game. Well, I only classify the errors in the blatantly so, and I felt like that was a blatant error.
I'm not going anywhere. I just got to stand up. Good luck. Oh, that feels so good.
Top of the order, C.J. Chalk. Couple of base runners on and one away. Chalk with 2 walks. And also a fly out to second. 0 for 1 in the game. Got the tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first.
Chalk hit .318 on the season. Yeah, your mic is picking up that wind. It is a little windy.
It is a little breezy. Trying to cut out everything that would kind of help without just turning the bike off altogether.
You got it right outside on the right?
I do.
Wonder if tomorrow on the left. You got a cord that long?
Man, I can find a cord that long.
I know you got everything in that van of yours just about, except scorebooks.
I got scorebooks now. Lift it out of play. Man, I can jump start your car. If you cut your leg, I can sew it up.
Is it a taco truck? It come in handy good today with.
I've actually got some tortillas in there. That is popped up in the direction of center field. Back to receive is Coney. Meanwhile, tagging is Taylor, and he gets in safely. Wow. Thought for a moment he might have been thrown out.
Just got underneath it. So the Bobcats will trade a long out for a runner advancing. So we've got runners on first and third with 2 outs here.
And then runner at third can tie it up. Jaden Camp to the plate. Jesse Brown to the on-deck circle. Camp 1 for 3. He doubled in the first. Popped out in the third. Struck out in the sixth. Back to the screen and a 2-strike count on Camp. 9-1-2 in the Bobcats' 7th. At first, Neesmith. At third, Taylor. And Neesmith with a trot down to first, going throw. And we'll see if we can get Taylor in. There's no throw, and Neesmith now at second. That'll go to the screen. Here comes Taylor, and he will plate the run. It's a tie game at 3.
Well, well, well. That's not what you expected to tie it up. Look, if you're South Georgia State, you'll take it any way you can get it. Pass ball puts that tying run right there on the plate.
90 feet away is the go-ahead run in Neesmith. So throw another wild pitch, and there's a new name atop the leaderboard. And that's exactly what happens.
We've seen enough of it to know it could happen, and you called it. So now the Hawks have taken a 1-run lead here in the top of the 7th, plating 3. 2 of them with 2 outs, with no hits on that.
And their first lead since they led it 1-0 in the top of the 2nd. Of course, that top of the 2nd lead only lasted to the bottom half of the inning. And a shot in the direction of right field. That'll be a base hit. And Camp on with a single. So a runner on, Jesse Brown to the plate. Brown walked and popped out twice.
Brown's first team all-conference designated hitter, so he earned that distinction by having the highest batting average. .452 clip.
A little bit outside with a pitch to Jesse Brown. Luke Boone on deck.
Coach Jason Mock has somebody up in the pen down there.
As we creep up on the 2-hour mark in this one, off and running is Camp. Throw winds up in center field. Camp hops up. He'll go to third. So do we score that as a stolen base and an E2?
I do. Yes, sir, I do. That would definitely, I mean, that throw was errant to the right side of the bag.
90 feet away, another run for the Hawks. Big cut by Brown.
Can you say Brown was, in essence, trying to go downtown with that one?
That would make him downtown Brown.
Yeah, it would.
Out of play. 42 RBIs this year, second most on the team. 2-2 pitch. That is just a nudge too high. And the count is full. Here is the payoff. Grady Bevins, who checked into the game in the 6th, has run into a little trouble in the 7th. That is popped up in center field. Over to make the catch is Rico Coney. So Brown with a fly out. Camp left on with the 3 runs in. Give the Hawks a 1-run lead. Bottom of the order gets the bottom of the 7th underway. Hugh Angie coming to the plate. 3-run score off 2 errors and 3 hits in the top of the 7th. And here we go into the bottom half of the inning. Opening pitch just a bit outside to Angie. Angie 0 for 2 in the game. A fly out to first and a strikeout. That is ground towards third. Picked up there by Taylor. Gets it to first. And Angie coming up gimpy. Reaching for the hamstring. So not looking good for Angie at the moment. As we head back to the top of the order, Jaden Vasquez, 1 for 3 in the game. And we'll get out of play. Vasquez flew out to center field in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, ground out in the 5th. One offering, and that will pop Vasquez. He will trot to first with 1 away. Shane Willis next. 2 for 3 in the game. Fly out to center, a single and a double. Also scored a run. Trip Helgeson to the on-deck circle. Eighth inning for the Hawks starts with Boone. Boone, Whaley, and Encarnacion. And it's floated towards the gap, left field, drops in. Chalk able to get over and get it. Speeding towards third is Vasquez with a throw to third. To second will go Willis. And just like that, Bobcats with 2 in scoring position. You got a 1-1 game, nobody plating runs all the way to the 5th inning. East Georgia gets a couple of runs in the bottom of the 5th, and that starts it. Hawks 3 runs in the top of the 7th. Now you've got a couple of base runners on in the bottom of the 7th.
And there's intentional walk right there.
So down to first, Helgeson to put force outs everywhere for Terrell Milliner. And here comes Coach Jeff Timothy. Ward checked into the ball game, finished the 5th, worked all of the 6th, did it 1, 2, 3. And here in the 7th, hit 1, gave up a hit to 1, and then intentionally walked 1. And it's loaded for the cleanup guy. Milliner, a .370 hitter, 34 RBIs. 22 walks, 25 strikeouts. Noah Hollis moving to the on-deck circle. Full with 1 away. Trying to check his swing. Milliner committed in the count, 0-1. Helgeson at first, Wheelis at second, Vasquez at third. As the count goes even. That is ground towards left field, base hit. It'll bring in Vasquez. Wheelis told to put on the brakes. He'll hold at third. It's now a 4-4 game. And the bases are still loaded. Milliner with an RBI single. Hollis with a walk and a couple of groundouts. Walked in the second, ground out short in the third in the 5th. And again, when the Hawks take the lead in the top part of the inning, it only lasts to the bottom half of the inning. Happened in the second, now happens in the 7th. Rico Coney to the on-deck circle. That is popped up back this direction, giving it a look is Barron.
Well, somebody missed a signal right there, whether it was the runner on third or the batter. I'm not sure. The runner on third was breaking like it was a squeeze, and the batter, luckily for him, fouled it off. But that's not a good sign when you're running right down full speed and the guy at the plate's free swinging.
Swing and a miss, and out will go Hollis, 2 away.
And that could have cost them an out if the batter did miss the bunt sign right there.
Two gone for Rico Comey. Comey trying to change his status, which is 0 for 3 with all strikeouts. Struck out swinging in the 2nd, 4th, and 6th.
And that ball got away from Ward there. And as soon as he let it go, he knew he wanted a different ball. Something he didn't like about that diamond baseball.
Connor Soper to the on-deck circle. One-0 pitch. A little bit outside, 2-0.
Nowhere to put him, so he's got to come to the plate with this pitch right here.
Cody,
3-0.
Cody struck out 41 times in the regular season.
3 here today already?
Yes. On the outside part of the plate. And now the count runs full. 3 balls, couple of strikes. Cody a .297 hitter on the year.
As you mentioned, Robert, 3-2. We have 2 outs, and everybody will be going with pitch right here.
Here is the payoff. It is too far inside and a run walked in. Cody picking up the RBI on the bases loaded free pass.
Well, South Georgia State got a couple of freebies on the wild pitches earlier, and so they just sort of paid it back there by getting a 3-ball, 2-strike, 2-out walk to get a run to take the lead back, and he just balked.
And another run comes in. And Jeff Timothy, I think, wants an explanation. What constituted the balk? East Georgia's lead back to 2. Got the squeeze going on, and he's going to come in and get tagged out. Wow. For a moment, I thought he was going to make it. Barron, kind of after taking the pitch, took him a moment to go, wait a minute. Somebody's coming in from third.
Obviously, somebody didn't communicate. I didn't hear anybody yell squeeze, and they're lucky they got him at home.
2 runs ahead as we head to the 8th inning in a 6-4 contest.
Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop.
Gross.
Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Top of the 8th gets back underway, and the lead is back to 2. Bobcats taking a 2-run lead after a 2-run bottom of the 5th. Took it into the top of the 7th. Hawks get 3 in the top part of the inning, and now it is back to a 2-run ball game again with that 3-run bottom of the 7th. Luke Boone starting it off. And it looks like Shafsky's coming back. So we've got Luke Boone followed by Shafsky versus Whaley. Whaley was the starting DH. Got a couple of plate appearances, and Shafsky came in the 6th and will work the 8th. Count goes even at 2 on Boone, who has struck out twice and walked. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That is chopped up the middle, base hit for Shafsky. 6th Hawk hit of the game. And a base runner aboard. I checked that. That was Boone. This is Shafsky. Boone getting on with a single. And now Shafsky coming to the plate. Chaz Encarnacion moving to the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss by Shafsky. Shafsky came in to pinch hit for Whaley as the DH in the 6th with a couple of base runners on and 2 gone and ground out to first. Back to the plate in the 8th. Bottom of the 8th, bottom third of the order for the Bobcats. Soper, Moretz, and maybe Edgy. As that one is sit in the direction of center field. It is to the wall. It's out of the park. Shafsky ties it up with 1 swing of the bat.
Well, that's the way to get back in it.
8 Shafsky RBIs on the year, and this one is tied again. The long ball does it. Chaz Encarnacion coming to the plate. By the way, Edgy is behind the plate. He came up lame in that 5-3 put out of the bottom of the 7th, grabbing the hamstring. But he is back behind home plate catching. Encarnacion, a couple of strikeouts and a ground out to short. 0 for 3 in the game. Count will even up at 1. Alex Barron moving to the on-deck circle. Outside with the Bivens pitch. That is sent over towards right field and foul by about 1.5 feet. Encarnacion struck out as the first out in the second, ground out as the last out in the fourth, and then struck out to become the first out in the seventh. Back to the plate here in the eighth. Winner plays on, loser goes home.
Is that a pitch count violation? Clock?
I think it was a clock violation.
Yeah. I think that's the second one he's called. Called one last inning against South Georgia State, and then this one.
Low and away with a pitch, and Encarnacion is on. Yeah, there is still nobody out here in the top of the eighth.
And here comes Coach Jason Mock. See if he makes a call to the pen.
I think he too sees the frustration that has grown in his pitcher Bevins with these time violation calls. Well, you got a Bobcat standing outside the pen going, if you need me, I'm ready. And let's see if Coach thinks he's ready for the reliever. Alex Barron coming to the plate, 1 for 3 in the game. A strikeout, a ground out, a single. And for the moment, Bivens stays.
Yep.
Barron stepping in, struck out in the second, ground out in the fifth. Singled that inning ago. And he will float that one in the direction of center field. Drops in as a base hit, goes all the way to the warning track before retrieved by Coney.
He's going to have to get it.
Encarnacion in to score. It's a double that drives in a run for Barron. And the Hawks have reclaimed the lead.
Now we've reached football score status.
Somebody missed an extra point.
I said earlier we hadn't gotten there, but we have now. And that'll do it right there. Mock's coming out. He's already motioned to the pen.
So Bivens will leave. The new guys coming in when we come back to Tifton and ABAC.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
The new pitcher is Clark Lincoln. Lincoln with a 5.33 ERA, 16 appearances, 1-0. Did start one game this year. A ERA of, or actually the number of walks for Lincoln at 10, 28 strikeouts. 3 home runs given up. And comes in relief of Bivens, who worked an inning into third. Faced 12, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 6 hits. Thus far, he's given up 6 runs and is responsible for the runner at second. Nobody out. As we are in the top of the 8th. Outside with a 1-2 pitch to Logan Taylor. Jaden Neesmith is on deck. Well, this is a relatively fast-paced game until we got in the 7th inning.
Yep, and then we've slowed it down dramatically, haven't we?
2 hours, 22 minutes into the contest now. 2-2 pitch to Taylor. Fouled back to the screen. Of course, what have we got to do, though, right? After the game, go to the hotel and watch The Office. And you're going to watch hockey.
I'm going to get something to eat first. I think I'm going to let Chuck Wimberly take me to his favorite joint down here in Tifton.
Which is?
I have no idea. And I'm really going out on a limb there, letting him take me blind.
Foul back to the screen. Well, it is the first day of multiple days, so my favorite eatery is Walmart. Load up on the goodies, the vittles.
There you go. The microwavables?
Nah, don't typically do that. It's more the would it be refrigeratables?
Gotcha.
2-2 pitch. That is popped up on the infield, coming over at first. And then stepping away to let second baseman Brady Morantz make the catch is Helgeson. Out will go Taylor. Still in second, Barron.
Boy, if you're pulling for the Hawks in this game, they really could use this run right here on second.
Jaden Neesmith has popped out, lined out, and single. 1 for 3 in the game. That is hit to very shallow center. Might be a little problematic, but no. Able to come in and make the catch, Coney, and sliding out of the way, Morantz. I thought they were on a collision course for a moment.
I did too.
Top of the order, C.J. Chalk to the plate. Chalk has walked twice, popped out twice. 0 for 2. Jaden Camp on deck. We will see when we head to the bottom of the 8th if the Bobcats do exactly what they did in the 2nd and in the 7th. They got down by a run after the top part and came back and reclaimed the lead in the bottom part. Into the zone to Chalk. Even counted 1 ball, 1 strike. Just a tad outside 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Chalk awaits. Pops it up. It's on the infield. Calling for it at short and making the catch is Noah Hollis. 1 runner stranded, 3 runners in. Hawks with a 1-run lead going to the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the order, bottom of the 8th. 7, 8, and 9 for the Bobcats. Soper, Moretz, and Angie. Hawks scoring 3 in the top part of the inning, taking a 1-run lead. That is popped up. Back towards the screen. Barron's there. He's got it for out number 1.
Ready, let's go back.
Well, how did ABAC come to be the home for the GCAA baseball tournament this year?
Well, Jeff Timothy put in a bid as the host school, and ABAC wanted to have it here. In all honesty, it boils down to you had more coaches that wanted to play in South than go up to Georgia Highlands.
Because of distance?
Yeah.
Last year in Georgia Highlands on the artificial turf there. Of course, the plus to the artificial turf is if it rains, you're back on the field shortly thereafter.
And to me, that is a huge factor.
That is hit well towards the wall, into the parking lot, across the way. We're tied at 7 each on the Brady Moretz home run.
There it is, B-Rad.
Man, he killed that ball. Yes, sir.
There are some shots you're not sure about until it clears the fence. That one, I was pretty sure about a third of the way from the bat.
Yeah, the left fielder took about 2 steps and stopped.
Coach coming out to talk with Ward, and apparently he's going out to get him. Just before Moretz went to the plate, I saw Jeff Timothy get some activity up and throwing in the pen. Apparently he saw something that suggested there was some tiring in Ward. And he gives up the bomb to make it a 7-apiece game. We got a new guy coming in when we come back.
frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
One away, bottom of the 7th, bottom of the order. Hugh Agee to the plate. Blake Hughes is the new Hawk pitcher. Carson Warren were 2 2/3, faced 13, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 hits, and 4 runs. Before handing it over to Hughes. Agee trying to hold up on the swing and could not. Here's the freshman left-hander, a 6.87 ERA. 2-2 on the year, 16 appearances, 1 save in 18 and the 3rd innings of work. Twelve walks, 18 strikeouts. An appeal to see if he went. He did, and out goes Agee. Two gone from the top of the order, Jaden Vasquez. Third consecutive time that the Hawks have taken the lead in the top part of the inning, only to see that lead go away in the bottom part of the same inning. Happens in the 2nd, the 7th, and the 8th. Vasquez with a fly out, a single, and ground out, and got hit by a pitch. Shane Wheelis to the on-deck circle. To offering. It'll go to the screen. 9th inning has Chalk, Camp, and Brown all due up for the Hawks. That will get out of play. First 4 days here. All the way to Thursday.
We'll be here for a while.
Yep. Gonna hang around Tifton. Check out the sights and sounds. That is a base hit. Finds its way into right field. On at first is Vasquez for Shane Wheelis. And that is the 11th hit of the game for the Bobcats. Tifton's population, 17,000. Founded in 1872. Points of interest, the Coastal Plain Research Arboretum, the Georgia Museum of Agriculture and Historic Village.
UGA's Big Ag program is right in the front when you come in.
Looks like we got some, is that the Chargers of Georgia Highlands here?
It is.
Coming out to see who they will be facing tomorrow. 6-4 will go the put out. Wheelis grounding out, stays on, but takes care of the runner who was ahead and puts it into the inning. But the home run by Moretz will tie us up at 7.
Of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Choose from over 100 affordable degree and certificate programs that fit your budget and schedule. Earn the same degree as you would on campus, with the same affordable tuition rate for every state. UA Online. Advance your career and change your life. Get started today at online.ua.edu.
Top of the 9, top of the order for the Hogs, Chalk, Camp, and Brown. And actually, that is Camp. I had not put the last out in the 8th, which was attributable to Chalk. So let me scratch that in. It's Camp, Brown, and Boone who will come to the plate in the 9th. And Camp is on. Brown to the plate next. That is a high fly ball in the direction of center field. Room for Connie to make the catch. He will, and back to first goes Camp. That hit the 9th of the game, the one by Camp for the Hawks. Luke Boone is next. He has struck out twice, walked and singled. 1 for 3 in the game. Clark Lincoln coming into the ball game in the 8th. Phase 3, got them all. Has phase 2 here in the 9th. Has got 1 of the 2. Colton Whaley to the on-deck circle. Count him in at 1. That is floated in the direction of center field, and that could turn into the double play if Coney can get it back to first. And the runner is tagged out. Camp just committed too much to second. Boone flies out, and Camp gets picked off at first. Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Bobcats looking for a walk-off from their 3, 4, or 5 guy. Trip Helgeson starting it. Got a new pitcher. It is Hayden Gimmerick. Blake Hughes will work 2/3 of an inning in phase 3. Gave up a single and retired 2. And hands it over to Gimmerick. That is floated in the direction of left field. Little fluttering shot that will drop in. And the potential winning run on.
Boy, he just fisted that pitch. Just enough to push it in there.
Winning run on here in the bottom of the 9th. And a pinch hitter coming to the plate for Milliner. This is Cade Mulligan. Low and away with a pitch to Mulligan. A .286 hitter. Has a total of 12 RBIs on the year. That is lifted to the fence and out of the park. 2-run walk-off Mulligan. Pinch hit home run. And the season will end for South Georgia and continue for East Georgia. What a home run, Mulligan. Just crushed it to left field. And tomorrow, East Georgia's got Georgia Highlands at noon. There are your final numbers. 9 hits, no errors committed by South Georgia State. They will strand 6. Get a run in the second, 3 runs each in the 7th and 8th. For East Georgia, 13 hits, 2 errors, leaving 7 on, a run in the second, 2 runs in the 5th, got 3 in the 7th, a run in the 8th, and that Mulligan home run contributes 2 in the 9th to win it by 2. 9-7, your final score. Dave Elder, it's in the books.
It is.
Time to start the double elimination part of the tournament tomorrow at noon.
And we'll be here for 2 games tomorrow.
So we will see you then. It'll be Georgia Highlands taking on East Georgia State after the big win here in one game. The other game tomorrow has Gordon State and Andrew. We'll see you then. Don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. For the GCAA and Commissioner Dave Elder, I'm Robert Williamson. We'll see you at noon tomorrow.